So we did not initially think about this as a super big conversation topic yesterday when talking about Canada and their win over Finland 3-2 in their semifinal matchup. But because of the outrage, the backlash, all the quote-unquote controversial takes about this game and about the game winner, we are revisiting yesterday's Canada-Finland showdown. Because, as we had spoken about in yesterday's video, it was Nathan MacKinnon who got himself the game-winning goal. With 30 seconds to go in regulation, McKenna, oh boy, no, I got the wrong Mick in my brain right here. Nathan MacKinnon buried a Connor McDavid shot from Macklin Celebrini. That's why I'm confused. It's the mix, it's the Max, it's the mix, it's the Gavin McKennas of it all. But still, Nathan MacKinnon buried a beautiful shot, assisted by McDavid and Celebrini, to give Canada the lead. But that shot came on the power play. And the game-winning goal was a power play goal. Let's go out there and read some articles that dive into the quote-unquote controversy surrounding this Canada-Finland ending, and the penalty in particular that was called to put Canada on the power play in the last few minutes. Let's go out there and read this, posted by Elias Edmondson on HabsFanatics.com. Finland's coach Antti Pennanen calls out Canada's game-winning goal in the Olympic semi-final. Now, speaking about Pennanen and the Finnish strategy for this game, we spoke about it in the video yesterday, but Team Finland, once they got up 2-0, they didn't really try to continue pouring it offensively. They just sat back. They played a very tight, very structured, very collapsed defensive game, and for the most part, they looked pretty good at that. Canada had a very difficult time breaking through, tying the game up, and then inevitably scoring the winner. It was not easy for the Canadiens. They got it done, but this was the strategy from Team Finland. They didn't necessarily want to double down and triple the score in the same way that the Americans did against Slovakia, for example. And Pennanen went out there and had some comments made, speaking out about the game-tying goal. Journalist Thomas Prokop replayed the official comments from Finland head coach Antti Pennanen regarding several key sequences from the game. The opposing bench boss's analysis, after having time to reflect, offers a very relevant perspective of how this elimination matchup unfolded. Officials were called upon to make several extremely tight decisions on the ice today. According to the statement shared on social media, Pennanen believes that Canada's third goal was preceded by an offside. He was really not in a good mood after the game. However, the Finnish coach also showed notable objectivity when commenting on another controversial play from the matchup. He stated very clearly that in his view, there was no goaltender interference on Canada's second goal. I think Canada's third goal was offside, but on the second one, there was no goaltender interference, Pennanen said. Now, these are some really interesting comments about the way things went down. There were a number of folks going out there and saying that the 3-2 goal was indeed offside. And honestly, based off the video review here, you can't actually see it in this video clip, but it was so close whether or not the goal was offside. And it's not even just the Finnish coach going out there and talking about how it was or it wasn't offside. You also had Finnish legend Teemu Selanne going out there and critiquing how things were officiated in this game and the decision to keep the goal up on the board. Take a look at this right here. Through Teemu Selanne's social media, he had expressed strong disagreement with the work of the officials during this elimination matchup. In his post, he mentioned that it seems impossible to defeat both the best hockey country in the world and the Canadian referees on the same night. This all comes after it was announced that the referees for the Canada-Finland game were both Canadian dudes. Obviously, this should not have bearing on how the game is officiated, but it's not going to stop people from going out there and discussing. Take a look at the tweet down here. Beating the greatest hockey country in the world and the Canadian referees in the same night is impossible. Absolutely embarrassing penalty, 90 seconds to go in the Olympic semifinal. What a joke. And a lot of people have gone out there and started critiquing the penalty itself, the high-sticking call that Nathan MacKinnon went out there and drew. No cope, this is what Lasila35 said. The fact is, Nathan MacKinnon lifted the stick of Mikkola and then flopped. Marchand flopped on a Lundell high stick in front of the ref where he wasn't touched. Both were called by the Canadian refs. The one Finnish power play was called by the international ref. The pattern? I think they're implying here that the Canadian referees wanted to see Canada win and therefore they called things the way that they did against the Finns and not against the Canadians. There are some other clips and angles about it too. Mikkola did get his stick up high and rubbed it against MacKinnon's face, but also there was a light little stick lift there which caused everything to go down. So I do understand fans' frustration when they look at this situation and they say, hey, wait a minute, Nathan MacKinnon, he lifted the stick of the guy himself, he flopped onto the ice himself, he drew the call. All I gotta say is, man, that's how the game is played. That's how it works. This is how hockey has been performed the past few decades. We understand that sometimes you can get calls called against you when things go the way that you don't want them to go. This is what Teemu Selanne said, and there are some replies going out there. Take a look at Mike from Top Shelf Hockey. I loved you as a player, Teemu, but it was a blatant high stick. The referees have to call that no matter the time on the clock. Maybe don't sit back and play D for 40 minutes and actually try to score. Chris Pronger went out there and said, I hear you, Teemu, but you know as well as I do you cannot sit back for 30-plus minutes in this type of tournament and not expect bad things to happen. Just saying. Hey, Teemu, high sticking is still high sticking, regardless of how much time is left in the game or if it is a semi-final game. Yeah, he did indeed high stick the guy. It's a proper call. However, the way the stick ended up there in the first place, high sticking is high sticking. Now, as for the offside, I mean, that one was literally splitting hairs. I think the offside, had the cameras been a little bit higher tech, we might actually have been able to see whether or not it was offside purely. I think because of the limited frame rate of these IIHF cameras, the frame in which Macklin Celebrini's skate blade leaves the plane of the offside line is right at the same frame where the puck fully crosses the blue line too. So even though it was a super tight offside call, you need to have definitive video proof that it was offside in order for it to be called off and for the goal to be recalled back. So I do think it was the proper call to give the onside label to it. However, the penalty which led to it and the goaltender interference, quote unquote, and the Theodore goal, it's definitely gotten some people up in arms. And I guess there is some controversial comments made about this that we can acknowledge and respond to in a YouTube video like this. So with all that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Team Finland coach speaking out about the game, about the goals. Folks are going out there talking about the goals, game tying, game winning, the penalties, the officiating. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.